Welcome to our comprehensive video kit tutorial. Today, we will guide you through everything you need to know to effectively use our Canon C100 Mark II equipment kit. Whether you're filming over-the-shoulder angles in a short film, conducting professional interviews, or filming a product for marketing purposes, this kit has got you covered. Let's get started. Let's take a look at what's included. We have the Fiilex Light kit, the Canon C100 Mark II camera kit, and the Manfroto tripod. We're going to dive into each of those components in just a moment, but first, let's talk about how to check out the equipment. It's a simple two-step process that you can complete online. Head over to the University of Washington website, comm.uw.edu. Click on the equipment checkout page found under the Resources tab shown here. This will provide any information you need to know. Scroll down to this purple button labeled Reserve Equipment, and it will take you to our equipment checkout page. Another great way to get there is through our quick links at the top right-hand corner of the screen. Click on the Student Equipment Checkout as seen here. Now we are on the home page of our equipment page. It's time to start a reservation. You can do so by clicking on the Create a Reservation link. You will want to select the date and time for both your pickup and your return. Please note our hours of operation here. Once you have done so, you will scroll to the options below. For this class, you will click on the Comm Lead Video Storytelling options to reveal themselves below. If you click on the name of the kit, you can see all of the components that are included. Make sure that for this class, you select all three kits within this category. You will want to select a tripod, an audio-video kit, and a Fiilex Light kit. Be sure to confirm that all three boxes are checked before heading down to the bottom of the page to complete your reservation. The last step is clicking on the Create Reservation button as seen here. That's it. You've just created your equipment reservation. Please take note of the times you've said that you will pick up and drop off the equipment. We ask that you maintain professionalism as you are responsible for being timely and treating the kits with care. We do reserve the right to penalize or hold your account in the event that the user agreement is broken. When you arrive on location to pick up your equipment, please give yourself extra time so that you can ensure that you can get to where you're going next on time. Here is where the equipment checkout room is located. Please have your Husky ID ready to show our staff. This is to ensure each reservation is given to the right person. If you were without your Husky ID, your regular photo ID will work as well. If you reserve your gear well in advance, it gives our staff a chance to scan everything prior to your arrival. Each component has a barcode to ensure that all items are accounted for. We scan each component of the kit individually, so this does take a few minutes. Our friendly staff will assist you in the process and answer any questions you may have. Our staff will then print out your reservation receipt. Upon pickup, we will have you sign and date the first open line on the page. We will have you sign again when you make your reservation return. That's it. You've checked out your first kit with the UW-Comm's equipment checkout program. Now that you have your kit, it's time to go film some content. The Canon C100 Mark II camera is a fantastic all-in-one system. It delivers great color and is a tried and true option. Please note that the camera films in 1080p and not 4K. To power on the camera, locate the power knob found on the side of the camera body. Before you begin filming, make sure to format or erase the SD card footage from the prior user so that you have as much space to work with as possible. To do so, click on the menu button seen here. Then, navigate down using the toggle to the sub-menu called Other Functions. Scroll all the way down until you see the term Initialize Media. Once selected, you will see your two SD cards present. Select the card you would like to format and then select Complete. The menu will ask if you're certain about this decision. If you are certain, press the OK button. It may take a moment to initialize. You have now formatted your SD card. You can duplicate this process for the other SD card. Once you've recorded your footage, you can switch to medium mode to playback and review your clips. When switched to medium mode, your screen will show a grid of clips that you can sort through. Use the small navigation toggle on the bottom left of your screen. When you've found a clip you'd like to play, you simply select the play button on the camera body to start playing. You can then press the stop button on the camera to transition you back to the gallery of media to choose from. Adjusting the ISO, shutter speed, aperture, and internal ND filters allows you to control the exposure and overall look of your footage. To adjust your camera's aperture, you can use the scroll wheel on the top right side of your camera. This will change the f-stop number, also known as aperture, and will alter both the exposure and depth of field. To adjust the ISO, select the tag along the bottom left of your screen. This will allow you to change the ISO of your camera. The higher the ISO is, the more light will be let in, but the higher your ISO is, the grainier your footage will be. There's also a button on the side of the camera to enable ISO adjustment, as seen here. To adjust your shutter speed, select the shutter button on the left side of your camera. You can also press the toggle on the lower left side of your screen. The higher the shutter speed is, limits the time in which your lens shutter is open to collect light. This will result in a darker composition, but each frame will be less blurry. To adjust the white balance, select the toggle on the bottom left side of your screen. Navigate over to where the white balance is seen here, and you will be able to adjust your white balance settings. These are presets, designated by location and the way the light is during filming. Your camera also has an internal ND or neutral density filter. You can adjust the ND filter by using the ND filter wheel on the side of the camera. This will make the overall image brighter or darker. Now, let's talk about frame rates. Select the menu button and navigate down to the Other Functions menu like before. Enter the sub-menu by pressing right on the toggle and scroll down to MP4. You can select the frame rate of either 30 frames per second or 24 frames per second. If you would like to film at 60 frames per second for a slow motion effect, you will need to change the bitrate to 35 megabits per second. The default frame rate will be 60 frames per second. There are 3 buttons on the camera that allow for recording. They are all red buttons, so they should be easy to identify. Take time to practice your basics. When the camera is not in use, please cover the lens with the lens cap for added protection. To release the lens from the camera body, if you want to put on a different lens, press the red button here on the side and turn counterclockwise. To reattach the lens, match up the red dot on the lens and the red dot on the camera. This is the angle in which the connection can be made. Twist clockwise until you hear it click in place. Your lens has a stabilizer mode that you can enable with a simple switch. There is also a lens cap for the camera, which can be placed on the body when not in use. If you do remove the lens, there's an additional cap for the bottom of it when it is detached from the camera. You can also switch your focus between manual and automatic using the switch above. To use the zoom feature, use the other ring on the lens to adjust how close of a shot you would like for your footage. Before you start filming, make sure the camera's batteries are charged. Checking the battery level is as simple as tapping on this button on the battery module. Alternatively, you can also check the power on the camera screen once the battery is installed. Let's plug in the battery. You simply put the battery in the designated slot seen here and slide it to the left until you hear a click. Press the battery release button, and this will allow you to pull the battery to the right and out. To charge the battery, you'll plug the charging brick into the wall using a power cord provided in your kit. You will then slide the battery module into its slot on the charging brick. The blinking light indicates the charging status of the battery. Above the battery, there are dual memory card slots. You'll need to flip the cover up in order to access the SD card slot. Once both SD cards are in, you'll want to make sure that you close the cover. If you don't, the camera will not film. Good audio quality is crucial for any video production. Some would argue that it can make or break your video. Here we have the Rode NTG2 shotgun microphone. To use this mic, we are going to need to plug it in. As you can see here, there's a 3-prong connection called an XLR port. We will plug our XLR cord into this port. You will hear a click once you've fully connected the microphone. To unplug the cord, you will press the silver button on the side here to release the cord from the microphone. Now we have a few more things to cover here. You can see this microphone has a windscreen. This helps protect the recording from random sounds like wind. This microphone has a battery compartment in which you can place a AA battery. If you have 48 volt or phantom power selected, you won't need a battery for the microphone to function, as phantom power provides the necessary energy to power the microphone. Now let's take a look at the wireless lavalier microphone that's included in your kit. Here is the wireless receiver. This is what will be plugged in to your audio channel using our trusty XLR port. There is a button on the back of the receiver, which allows you to detach the battery from the receiver base. And there is a small rubber cover with a pull tab on the battery to access the micro USB plug. This is where you will connect your battery to a power source to recharge. Once charged, you will simply place the battery back into its slot on the receiver. You will hear a click when the battery is attached. Let's break down the wireless receiver a bit more. Let's begin by turning on the receiver. Hold down the power button seen here. To check the battery status, press the power button. The lights on the left side indicate how full your battery is. To start pairing, simply turn on both the receiver and transmitter. A green and red light will alternate flashing, which indicates your receiver is looking for the transmitter. Now for the wireless transmitter. You will have to press these two buttons on the side of the transmitter to release the battery. This battery also has a micro USB port for charging. The battery will need to be connected via a cable to a power source for charging. When done charging, slide the battery into the slot until you hear a click. Now let's go a bit more in depth with the wireless transmitter. On the back of it, you have a metal clip, which allows you to clip the device to a pocket or somewhere else on your person. On the top of the transmitter, you have the port to plug in the lavalier microphone and an indicator light, which lets you see the pairing status. Additionally, there is a mute switch, which allows you to mute your microphone as needed. To turn the transmitter on, there is a power button. You will hold it down on the left side of the device. The transmitter is now turned on. The screen will also show you the status of the battery. To start pairing, simply turn on both devices. Additionally, we'll quickly demonstrate plugging in the lavalier microphone into the transmitter. Make sure you secure the mic's connection by tightening the metal ring. On the other end, you have your microphone. Simply clip it next to someone's face for optimal recording. Now that we know the basics, let's pair both the wireless transmitter and the receiver together. When both of these devices are turned on, they should automatically connect. In the event that they don't connect and the lights don't automatically turn green, hold down the pair button on both devices. To attach the audio module to the camera, align the plates as seen here. Tighten the knob on top to secure both pieces of hardware together. There are two ways to connect the camera to an external audio source. Your kit will come with the cable to connect externally. The secondary option to connect audio is through a simple auxiliary jack. Make sure to align the arrow of the cable provided with the arrow on the camera. You will hear the cable snap into place. For this demonstration, we are going to connect an XLR cord to channel 1. Make sure the 3 prongs line up with the XLR port you are connecting to. You will hear the XLR cord click into place. To connect the Sennheiser audio receiver to channel 2, you will need to go through the same process. Make sure you hear the click. To remove the XLR from the camera, you will need to press the silver button below to release the connection. The XLR cables plug directly into the camera to capture high-quality sound. Make sure that phantom power, notated as 48V, is turned on to power your microphones. Here, you can plug in your camera directly to a wall for power. There are 2 ports in this tab. You have an HDMI port and a USB mini port. Last but not least, you can plug in your headphones directly into the camera to monitor audio levels. Speaking of which, you can adjust the audio levels to ensure optimal sound quality during recording. When recording, the camera will display the audio levels to help you monitor the sound in real time. The tripod is an essential tool for achieving stable shots. Setting it up is a straightforward process, so let's cover the basics. You will want to extend the tripod legs as seen here, making sure you have a solid base to set your camera on. Always tighten each knob you loosen. With all 3 legs extended, you can now set the tripod down on a flat surface. On some of our tripods, you can get a little extra height by twisting the knob on the side here to extend the tripod further. Make sure you tighten the knob so that the center column is secure. This knob on the side of the camera controls the tilt function. On the other side of the tripod head, you have the knob that adjusts the pan resistance. To enable the tripod to pan left and right, simply loosen this knob. Tighten it for a steady, unmoving shot. To ensure that your tripod is level, you will need to refer to the balancing bubble on the tripod. You will want it to be perfectly centered. To adjust its location on some of our tripods, simply loosen the handle underneath by turning it counterclockwise. Adjust it until the bubble is centered, then tighten the handle by turning it clockwise. Your shot will now be level. Make sure to screw the tripod plate into the camera. It's important to make sure this connection is secure, as your camera will rely on this connection point for stability. Once the tripod is ready, it's time to secure the camera to it. Using the tripod plate, you will want to make sure that once your camera is set up for the tripod, you can view your subject in the viewfinder comfortably. Start out by setting up one of our lights in the Fiilex Light kit. The light stands assemble in a similar way to how tripods do. Remember to secure the joints of the stand by tightening the knobs. Let's extend the light stand to a reasonable height to film at. Once you have all 3 legs of the utility light stand placed comfortably on solid ground, we'll go ahead and mount the light on top. You can see the point at which the light and the stand become one unit. Keep in mind that the lights need to be plugged into a power source and do not have built-in batteries. Once turned on, you can adjust the brightness, turning the right knob on the back of the light. Additionally, you can adjust the color temperature by adjusting the knob on the left side of the light. The Fiilex kit also comes with a softbox to help create even, flattering lighting, perfect for filming people. The softbox includes 3 main parts: the softbox itself, 2 diffusers, both a smaller inner one and a larger outer one, and the speed ring. Start by inserting the rods into the speed ring. Next, slide the speed ring onto the mounting bracket of the light. Now, attach the inner diffusion using the small hooks sewn into the softbox corners. This helps soften the light at the core. Then, fasten the outer diffusion using the Velcro along the 4 edges of the softbox. And that's it! Your softbox is ready to go. This setup directs soft, even lighting onto your subject, ideal for your interviews. To detach the barn doors or softbox from the light, simply pull the small metal switch on the top of the light near the front. Congratulations! You now have a comprehensive understanding of our video kit. Remember, it's essential to familiarize yourself with the equipment before your production. If you have any questions or need assistance, please feel free to reach out at tech4com@uw.edu. Best of luck on your filming project.